Hi, it's Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I make my beautiful tulip wreaths. I'm so excited. These are very popular in my shop every spring, and I'm so excited to teach you guys how I make it. If you love tulips, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. The materials you're going to need to make this wreath are a grapevine wreath base. This is a 14-inch, which makes about a 20-inch total finished wreath size. You're going to need a bunch of tulips. These tulips are from Michael's. I'm using about 12 bushes for this particular wreath size. You can pick out whatever colors you want. I'm making this for a friend and she wants the light pink and the dark pink, or it's hot pink and blush pink. But Michael's has lots of different color options, and I've made lots of different options also in my shop. Let me know in the comment section which color combination is your favorite. Also, you're going to need hot glue and a hot glue gun. This is my favorite, linked below, and my hot glue that I use is linked in the description below as well, and then some wire cutters. And that's all you need. This has been a very highly requested video from you guys, so I'm excited to share the way I make tulip wreaths. I was hesitant to make it at first because there's a lot of tulip wreath tutorials out there, so I just didn't want to do the same thing everyone else is doing. There are a lot of tulip wreath tutorials out there, but I haven't seen one that does it exactly like I do. So I'm excited to share exactly how I make these. So they're really sturdy and beautiful from the front and the back. And yeah, the first thing we're going to do is trim up our grapevine so it looks a little bit cleaner. And we're going to set that aside for just a minute. And the next thing we're going to do is prep our tulips. I go a little bit above and beyond for this part just so the wreath is really sturdy. Some of these tulips are a little fragile and the bushes can have loose tulip heads, so we want to make sure each tulip is nice and secure. So what we're going to do to prep our tulips is push the leaves up to the top and cut the stem. We're going to do this for all of them. And then I like to pull on it a little bit. If it comes off at all easily, then I just dab some glue in that little hole there. And then I stick it back on. You don't have to do that, but it's an extra step I take just to make sure the wreath is really nice and isn't going to fall apart on either my friend or my customers or anybody like that. You don't have to do that, but it's something I like to do. And I also pull on the little tulip heads to make sure they don't come off, and these are good. But if they pop off, I will show you exactly what I do once I get to that. So I'm just going to keep on doing this. And I'm pulling on the tulip heads. And prepping our tulips is such an important step that a lot of people don't do. And it's a shame because this is just going to make your wreath that much higher quality. Pulling on the tulip heads. Wow, these are pretty good. This part actually takes about as long as making the actual wreath. So if you're in a hurry and you aren't a fan of tedious work, you can always skip this step, especially if the wreath is just for your own door. You can just fix it as things fall off. Hopefully they don't, but if they do, you already have a glue gun and can fix it. But I would be absolutely mortified if that ever happened to a customer of mine, if anything fell off their wreath. Oh, so I just want to make sure these are extra secure. This tulip head came off, so I'm just going to dab some glue in there, just a tiny bit, and put it right back on the tulip. Very nice. I was looking in my garden just the other day and I'm so excited to see my tulips are starting to come up. I love spring so much. It brings me so much joy when I see how my flowers are coming up every year. I love it. Do you have any tulips in your yard? I have some really light pink tulips and I have some dark purple ones. Oh, they're so gorgeous. And then this last fall, my daughter and I planted a bunch of pink ones that are very similar to this size. I love getting the big bags at Costco in the fall because they're such a great deal and you get a lot. So I love tulips in my wreaths and in my garden. These tulips are $3.99 a piece at Michael's. the tulip bushes. Each bush is $3.99. And then I usually wait until they are half off before I buy them. Sometimes you can find them half off and have another coupon that stacks on top of that, that's like 20% off your entire order. Then you can really get a good deal, especially since you're using so many bushes in one wreath. Any amount you can save is great. Sometimes you'll find one that it's missing a tulip head. So I will just set those aside, and I'm always finding loose tulip heads around. Sometimes it's in the bag or in the bottom of the box, or it could just be lost. And then I will put all my tulip pieces that are missing a tulip head, and I will condense them so I'm not wasting anything. I actually have a bin of things that are like this, so I will go to that if I need to. It's nice because I have one place where I put all the tulip heads I find, because I know I'm going to be running into pieces that are needing one. Sometimes you'll find a tulip head that is a little bit opened up too much, and I just stick my thumb in it, see how it's, and then I just push it out, and then it closes again. I only had 3 that were missing tulip heads, so I'm just going to condense them with the ones that have the nicest leaves. These leaves are a little bit frayed, so I'll use the tulips on that one to add to this other one. Okay, now we're on to the pink. So pretty. Sometimes you'll come across a petal that is just sticking out funny like that. And what I will do, I will just dab a little bit of glue onto the other petals. And then just put it on there so it stays in place. All of these extra little things might seem silly or too time consuming, but it's going to make your overall wreath look so much better in the end. Okay, now the tulips are all prepped and ready for the fun part. Now all we have to do is take our tulips, whichever color you want to start with, and add some glue to the stem, and then put it along the grain of the grapevine, and then pick the next color. Same thing. This is easier, of course, with a tighter grapevine like this one. If it's more open, airy grapevine, it's a little more difficult, but this one's pretty good. I like to put the wonky ones in the middle, so I'm going to save this for a middle piece, because if I put it on the outside, it'll just flop around. But if I put it in the middle, the other tulips will prop it up. So for this one, I like to put the nicer tulips on the outside. And you just need about 3 rows, and then you alternate colors, and you go layered on top of the ones behind it, so that way you don't have to pick up tulips until the very end. So we're just going every other, and I like to rotate the ones where they have the long grassy pieces, so that's evenly distributed. Yeah. So I'm just going to continue on this process until I am all the way to the end, and I will show you how I finish it off. One thing to note is I am putting these like at an angle in the grapevine like this, so that we're not having a bunch of pieces stick out the back. I mean, you can still see them, but they're not sticking out. So don't just poke it in like this. That would be not good. And they won't stay in as well. This gives it lots of surface area to touch the grapevine and take hold with the glue. So yeah, it looks better and it's more secure. You see how this piece is leaning in this way? So I like to put those on the inside because they will be pushed so they're laying perfectly. As we get to the end of the wreath, we just need to lift up the tulips a little bit so we don't get glue on them, and then just slide in the tulip picks so it makes a nice seamless wreath. Okay, I actually ended up using only 10 bushes of tulips instead of 12, so that's nice. And here it is, all finished. Isn't this adorable? I just love that bright pink. It's so perfect for spring. And this makes such a fun Mother's Day gift you could make for a friend or your mom or your mother-in-law or whatever mom you know and love. I hope you liked it too. And let me know what colors would be your favorite for tulips. I love the pink, obviously. But yeah, let me know what color combo you would like. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. It helps me out so much. And maybe share this video with a friend who you would love to do this craft with. I have lots of spring wreath tutorials on my YouTube channel here, and I will link that playlist. You could click on it on the screen as well. And I hope you enjoy this. I will see you in the next video. Bye.